Why did the Celtics have to make everything so difficult? The Philadelphia 76ers come into Boston and in game 5, powered by 33 points from Joel Embiid and a 19-5 run to end the fourth quarter, send this series back to Philadelphia for game 6. And what is going on with Derrick White and the Celtics struggles from home in the postseason as of late? This is Bleav in Celtics, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Zach LeBlanc. Year after year, the Celtics have some of the most confusing losses in the playoffs, and for this one specifically, up 13 in game 5. The Celtics, that was their biggest lead, who's still up by a point going into the fourth quarter, just let go of the rope completely. This was an embarrassing, no effort finish to this game. Like I said, Philadelphia closing the game on a 19-5 run. The Celtics were in it, and then following that Quentin Grimes, that Sam Hauser foul, which Grimes got 3 free throws, it was just downhill from there. Philly got things going, and the Celtics, we'll touch on it, could not buy a bucket in this fourth quarter. And this should be a game where you're championship tested, you're playing a weaker opponent, put them away. They still, I think my takeaway from this is the Celtics still lack that killer instinct right now. You need to put these guys away. Missoula, after the game, and all these losses in the 2 losses so far in the playoffs, talked about, they got some good looks but they just weren't able to capitalize. And I'm not going to disagree that they didn't capitalize on their looks, but it also comes down to a point where you have to attack the paint more. Celtics are driving without the intention of scoring, but more just to kick things out. They are shooting so many threes, and of course they're going to live and die by it, and we'll touch on it, but they missed their last 14 attempts of this playoff game. That's unacceptable for a team that has set numbers and records in the offensive rating category. It's one of the best. This is the 5th best offensive rating in NBA history. So this is the 5th best offensive team of all time. And Tim Bontemps last night on his Twitter, longest streak of missed field goals since 2005 of a team missing shots in a playoff game. You have to make shots to close out these games, and especially if you're not making your threes, you have to be more versatile in your approach. I think a great example early, the Celtics needed to attack Joel Embiid. He is clearly as terrific as a game that he had, and I give him credit for that. He's hobbled. He is not 100%. There are opportunities to attack him, I think, early in this game. One of them was so clear. Jaylen Brown posting up BJ Edgecombe, has the size mismatch, gets to his right hand, and Joel Embiid just can't do anything coming over. It's an and one for Jaylen Brown. Attack Joel Embiid. They talked about it on the putback layup that Joel Embiid had. He's clearly not right. He doesn't have the correct physicality in this series to be, the Joel Embiid on defense. He is not that guy right now. And offensively, you're going to have your problems guarding him. Kaden Vucevic, Garza, those are all bad matchups for him. Don't get me wrong. But offensively, attack Joel Embiid. Do not be scared. This isn't, this series that you played against Philadelphia in 2023 where he actually did cause you problems in the lane. You can attack him. You can get in the paint. You don't have to force everything on the perimeter. And I hope that the Celtics were past these types of losses. This, to me, is the exact same thing as the Game 5 loss to Atlanta in 2023. You should take care of your business in 5 in the first round if you're a contending team, especially considering the Knicks won last night. So now the Knicks are up 3-2. You're still up 3-2, but you should be resting right now. You should be preparing for the Knicks or the Hawks. And it just says the Celtics, they're not locked in for games like this. They lose their focus. 14-23 from the free throw line. That's a bad night. The threes didn't fall. 11 for 39 on the night. And look, I guess they're going to live and die by the threes in the playoff, it seems. And it's a dangerous way to play. And this first series is so evident of that. You're allowing any team to come into your building because if you're not making your shots, you can be beat. You can be beat. And this is the variance of how they're playing. In their losses in the series, 24 and 89 from 3 in total in those 2 losses. The other end of the spectrum is that you go into Philly for game 3 and 4. You knock down 23s in game 3. And then in game 4, you set a franchise record for 3-pointers in just an absolute blowout win. You're going to have, games like that where you're hitting all your threes and you're going to blow teams out. But at the same time, when you come in and you're already going to shoot at least 40 to 50 threes. If it's not working, you have to have some type of variance. You are making yourself predictable. You're making yourself beatable and allows teams to come in. The other thing is, where's the depth of this team coming to play? Like Jordan Walsh, I think he had a great game yesterday in some areas. The hustle, of course, was there. He had that one play that he was screaming that the crowd ignited that hustle play. giving the loose ball away from Embiid on that rebound, drawing the foul that put the Celtics in the bonus. But why is Baylor Shireman just playing 9 minutes in a game where you not only could use the extra shooting, but he's a guy that can handle the ball a little bit, make some playmaking, make anything happen. 9 minutes for him can't be happening. They should have attacked Embiid in this one. And the Celtics, look, they're if they are going to continue to play this 3-point style, there needs to be more variance in their game. Look, I'm okay because I know it works. And I know it works, in the regular season. But look, coming into the playoffs, you're playing the same team over and over again. You can't rely on, we're gonna outshoot these guys 4 to 7 games. You should be taking care of your business. It's frustrating to hear. Now, Derrick White, he struggled in this series shooting wise, and he's been nowhere near the Celtics need him to be to make a run. He's still making some of those winning plays. I think that chase down block that he had on Embiid in Game 4 is a good testament to that. But shooting wise, I mean, it has not been good. It's nowhere close. The Celtics cannot win the finals with Derrick White playing like this, let alone make make the finals. He's averaging eight points a game, shooting 30% from the field and 21% from three. That is not going to cut it. If you're going to win a championship, Derrick White has to be your third best player. He's not even close to that right now. And I've watched every 3-point attempt. I went back and watched every 3-point attempt from this series. He's 7 for 33 total. And he's had some good looks here and there. But the good looks, he's been so hesitant on those. And then a lot of these are just contested looks, coming off screens, pulling up in transition. He just can't make anything. And I think him being hesitant on, even just the open looks shows that this is beyond just a shooting slump. I mean, he is in his own head right now. Multiple misses in this series where the ball doesn't even hit the rim. He's had so many misses where the ball bounces off the back rim. He does not look like Derrick White, and it's clear that this slump is affecting him. And, there's real questions to be had of, is Derrick White ready, I guess, for that moment? Because Derrick White had a good season, stepping up in place for, with Tatum out and being that number 2 guy, but he did not shoot the ball that well all year. He's been pretty just down since the new year when it comes to shooting, and they need him to be better. Is it an age thing? It's been a long season, like I said, for Derrick White, for a guy who's had to step up all year, but they need him to continue to step up. They need him to make more plays for this team, and I would think that with Tatum coming back and that gravity that he had, that Derrick White would get more looks, and he had some good looks, but he needs to knock these looks down. It is just frustrating because he knows, what Derrick White can be. Derrick White in his prime, everybody loves Derrick White, but they need him to be better. And that's why in that championship run, Jrue Holiday was the third best player for this team, because Jrue Holiday just did everything right. He was the perfect complementary piece to Tatum and Brown. He knocked down some timely shots. He was a tremendous playmaker. Derrick White needs to step into that role, and we've not seen it yet. He has. I want to see just like a Game 4 2024 NBA playoffs from against Miami against Derrick White. 38 points. He had like 8 threes in that one. Dunked on Bam Adebayo twice. I need to see him have a good game just to get his confidence up. And the Celtics, in total, this team has some weird losses, man. I said it before. Celtics losses at TD Garden are just insane. Since 2021, they're just 26-19 at home, and then 25-14 at away. They've always been a great road team. It doesn't necessarily surprise me, but this team finds so many ways to drop winnable games at home. You go back to even Ime Udoka's year here. They lost the 2 games to Milwaukee, Game 1, which they dropped, and then that Game 5, which they completely blew. Similar thing, another 2 games to the Heat that season, the 2 games to the Warriors, so six losses in that finals run for the Celtics. But then just going back, that loss to the Hawks in Game 5, that was horrible. The 2 home games, the Game 1 and the Game 5 to the Sixers that they dropped that same playoff run, all 3 the home games that they lost to Miami in that run, and then going back last year, the 2 losses to the Knicks, the 2 home games, now to Philadelphia. Like, take me back to 2017 to 18, where these guys were just unbeatable at home. They won their first 10 home games on that playoff run, winning all 4 against Milwaukee. They won 3 against Philly, and then the first 3 against Cleveland before losing that Game 7 to the Cavs. And don't get me wrong, that Celtics team, they were horrible on the road. Their only win in the playoffs on the road that season was the Game 3 in Philly, which they won in overtime. But That doesn't surprise me because those guys were young, they were inexperienced. I think Terry Rozier, a good example. He had a great playoff run that year, but he was way better at home than he was on the road. Those guys weren't ready to play on the road, and so what kept them alive in the playoffs that year was the fact that nobody could beat them at home until Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. And it seems like I'm harping on it, but it keeps going. Joe Mazzulla has now lost 8 games as a double-digit favorite in the playoffs. They need to find ways to put teams away when they're in the driver's seat. Pritchard said it. They were lackadaisical in this one. They gave Philly life at times. They messed around with the game. And Mazzulla, who I think is the ultimate motivator, he needs to give these guys that killer instinct. Take care of business. You're wasting effort. You're wasting energy. The Sixers should be gone. I will agree. They are not the typical 7 seed, but that's also goes into your favor because these guys haven't played healthy all year. They're getting healthy. They're fully healthy now, but at the end of the day, like, you are better than this team. You have so much more chemistry than this team. You're battle tested. Put these guys away in your home floor. You should have won that game last night. And it's just sad to think about that we are going to a Game 6 into Philadelphia, and no team in the last 12 years has played more than 5 games in the first round and won the championship. So something obviously to look for, and that's why champions, they take care of their business. I think that loss last night to me was just so concerning for the Celtics because look, they're just not taking care of their business. I need to see that killer instinct. I need to see them to put lesser opponents away because it's only going to get harder from here, and especially considering that the Eastern Conference right now is a complete mess. I mean, the Orlando is about to take down Detroit. You have no clue what's going on in Cleveland and Toronto. Those teams, that series could easily go to 7. And then the Knicks and the Hawks. The Knicks have looked so vulnerable at times. They're built to beat you, but they are so vulnerable, and you have a clear path to the finals. The problem is the Celtics. It's do they want it? Can they lock in and get it? Now, ultimately, like I said, we will see. There's plenty of reason for the concern for the Celtics. They play Thursday night tomorrow. I'll be back in Philadelphia, of course, talking about my thoughts. But before a little positive note: Brad Stevens, executive of the year. Congrats to him, second time in 3 years. We all know what Brad Stevens has brought to this organization and how incredible of a GM it is. I'll end my rant with a little positive there. But again, Celtics in Philly tomorrow. I'll be back with my thoughts and reactions. This is Bleav in Celtics by FanDuel. I'm your host, Zach LeBlanc. Let's hope the Celtics can close it out in Game 6 in Philly. Thank you.